Hello, we're back and we're talking about Sharknado 5 Global Swarming. I believe that is the correct title. Yeah, Sharknado 5 Global Swarming. So they sometimes use the 5 as the S. So I don't know if it's Sharknado. I'm gonna call it Sharknado. So if you remember from the previous film, Nova showed up on the Eiffel Tower, which is kind of ignored. They just ignore the fact that, like, Nova showed up on the Eiffel Tower. And she's just like Stonehenge? What I get for trying to do a review on them. I've had a few beers. We're at Sharkhenge. Yeah, we're gonna let's call it Sharkhenge. Which apparently has a bunch of writing on it. And well, basically they just reenact Indiana Jones. Because they steal the magical fin that, not Finn the character, but Finn the shark artifact that is there. Why? Well, because reasons. What you don't realise is because reasons. There's a shark artifact that will summon a Sharknado. Well, that's a spoiler. So yeah, they're in April in London with Gil, ready to attend a NATO conference. Which I mean, kind of makes sense. They've literally defeated a whole bunch of Sharknadoes previously, so why not? There's a whole bunch of like attacks on London, through Sharknadoes, which yeah they did end up defeating, which is nice. So that yeah they mostly get, but then they get. Finn has a magical helmet that was created by, well, basically Q. Or this universe's Q. They basically go to MI6 and like there's a Q that basically creates like a magical helmet that saves this, saves Gil. Yeah, because he gets pulled into a Sharknado and Nova kind of blames herself because she was trying to hold on to him, and yeah, she ends up gets that fall into a Sharknado, as you are one to do. Yeah, they attack a Sharknado again, as you are one to do. They attack a Sharknado with like a whole bunch of just randos, just charging into a Sharknado, as if that has ever worked. Even though they normally use bombs and stuff, but okay. Yeah, we're charging to a Sharknado. And then they go into Sharknado, it's April and Finn, and they end up in Sydney for some reason. Because the Sharknado is now a vortex that transports people between different places. Why? Well, because fuck you, that's why. Is there an explanation to it? No! This Sharknado just opens up vortexes to different places. They'll end up in Sydney, where they use the. Oh wait, is this? I'm trying to remember there is the oh, what's it called? The ship, the Hindenburg 2 or Hindenburg, whatever they call it in this film. Which yeah, again, ends up falling out. I mean, it's kind of a plot point. It's like I've completely forgotten because there's a Hindenburg. It gets destroyed. Anyway, they end up in Sydney. They end up in Sydney. April gets damaged, and she's repaired by the women at Sydney. Because I think they slightly modify her so she's never going to fly. All powerful, but then she also might go nuclear at some point, which she does later in the film. Spoilers! Yeah, she gets repaired. Back fine. And then yeah. Nova has this kind of weird sisterhood cult, or the Sharknado Sisterhood, as a god to defeat Sharknadoes. They have women all over the world, including Finn's sister, which is retconned that Finn's cousin, retconned that she's the part of this brotherhood, and that's why she was in the 4th film. Just happened to be there. That's a retcon, but meh. And yeah, they travel through time. Cause I was gonna say the Sydney Opera House has lasers. There's lasers now. Why? Because the Australians built lasers. Fuck it. Why not? It just transforms and parts of it can fly, and it gets stuck during its transformation. So good thing they have Tony Hawk on standby to just help out to free up the whatever, like the rope of the thing that gets caught. A weird movie. I think they might have run out of ideas. And then anyway, they go for another Sharknado portal and they end up in Brazil. Why? Well, because. Alright, fair enough. And in Brazil, Jesus statue gets destroyed. And not much else happens. Then they end up in Italy. When they meet the Pope, who gives them the holy Sharknado chainsaw. I hope he's blessed. I hope her Pope blessed it. Yeah, and then they end up in Tokyo, where's the Sharkzilla, of course. Because of course you're in Tokyo. They cut back to Matt, Finn and April's son. Matt's dead now. Don't worry about it. What happened to Finn's daughter? Not in this film, so not mentioned. Okay, cool. And then Nova ends up dying because she falls, does some skydiving, and then ends up dead. So that's unfortunate. Nova's dead again. Not again. First time. And then yeah, they then have got to get to where they go next. Oh, they go to Egypt. Yes, because the pyramids have got clues for the Sharknado, and the shark fin that has the gem in it. They destroy the fin to use the gem to activate the lasers that are in the pyramids. Lasers. Oh, it's like an energy thingy. Which kind of works, kind of doesn't. It ends up destroying the world, which is kind of awkward. Not the greatest thing that happened. Yeah. Thing gets destroyed. April ends up absorbing some of the energy, I think it's, and then yeah, basically destroys everything, and everyone's dead now except for Finn. Finn's still alive. Everyone else is dead. But April's head's alive, so gets stuffed in a bag, and Dolph Lundgren as Gil shows up in this film to save Finn and takes him in the Jeep / Humvee. And they go, where we're going, we don't need roads. And they take off Back to the Future 3, or like the Back to the Future 2. No, the end of part 1, because that's when DeLorean flies. Yes, part 1's when it flies. The end of that film. Yeah, or like the end of the Back to the Future video game. Also flies there. Start of the game. Wait, random tangent, and yeah. Gil is there to help save the future with his dad. And that's the end of the film. Obviously this film is improved because it takes place partly in England, so that obviously knocks it up points wise, just generally, because something England represent. Yes, the idea is kind of more of a global film, which they do actually shoot around the world. At least I assume so. It looked like it. It didn't look like they just, some stuff looks a little bit dodgy, but they mostly look like they did actually shoot around the world, which is good. I'm just noticing some of the stuff where they talked about, because I definitely remember where they were like, "We'll make Earth great again." Is it a bad film? Kinda. I feel like you get to this part of the film, you're like, they're kind of running out of ideas. They're just like, got some ideas, here's some cameos. I mean, ultimately, these are all very enjoyable films. So I'm not going to say none of them are bad films. Oh, they are bad. I mean, they're kind of bad, but in a good way, you know? Well, we love a good bad Sharknado film here. Just I love it completely. I can't say I don't. Yeah, it's a little mad, and like I said, we've seen all of these films now. I have. I will be discussing Sharknado 6, or the last, next week. Yeah, they kind of, they almost feel like they're separate films. Like, they don't feel like very connected. I feel like they kind of just fly by the seat of their pants and go, yeah, that'll do. There was a plot. But like I said, they're all fun. There's some British cameos, which I appreciate, because a lot of times we get like cameos from random people, and I'm just like, who's this person? And this time I'm like, oh, people I actually know. Weird obscure stuff like Louis Spence, who one of those people that I've just not like ever thought about like for the last 5 years or so, since I last saw him on telly, which probably was not even 5 years ago, probably even more. I was just like, oh. And I couldn't see anything else he was in recently, but yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I love some British. I love me some British references. My main problem is like they kind of ignored the end of the last film. I would have liked it to be more like almost straight after the first film, which would have made more sense. But they kind of just go, yeah, Nova showed up at the end of the film, and yeah, I don't know, it just doesn't quite like line up really. Maybe that's a me problem. Yeah, I liked it. I love the film. I love me some dumbass Sharknado films. Yeah, I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna say, live long and prosper, and I'll see you next time for the last Sharknado. It's about time. Bye.